Hi, thanks for joining a new video. Today, we're unboxing the new Realme P3. Let's start. This P series may appear to be new, but it has actually been around for a little while. Initially launched primarily in India, we hadn't seen it make its way to Mexico until this particular generation. It will stand out mainly due to its exceptional power adjustment at this price point. I believe it will be the most powerful option you'll find in this range. We'll see more on that in a moment. However, just speaking about the price, I should mention that at the time of recording this video, this phone is priced at 4,556 pesos in the free market. Obviously, the price is something that can change over time, however. The current price appears quite spectacular when considering the power this cell phone offers. But what do you say we open up this box to get acquainted with this cell phone and explore it further? The box itself has a very Realme style, showcasing this vibrant yellow hue. The very first thing we come across is this second box or envelope, where we are going to directly find a case along with quick documentation for all aspects of life, simple paperwork included, and then there is the tool used to remove the SIM card tray. And finally, the case, which appears to feature a fully opaque design, is noteworthy. In this instance, it is presented in black, with a slight texture on the back that is noticeable not just visually but also tactilely. Additionally, in this scenario, we are discussing a case that is entirely flexible. In just a moment, we will present the case for you to share with me how you would ideally like to use this cell phone. After that, we will take the cell phone out of the box, which, as you can see, is packaged in this small bag. We will carefully peel off the sticker adhered to its back. It is very firmly attached, so we will gently remove it to avoid leaving any glue residue on the back cover. And there you have it. As you will notice in this particular case, it is a brown device. To be honest, I'm not really a fan of these types of finishes, but well, this will definitely vary depending on each person's taste. In just a moment, we will take a closer look. For now, let's go ahead and turn on the cell phone to see what other things are included in the box. Apparently, it will not be such a thin box because at least here, we will find the charger and cable included. As you may notice, the charger that is included is 45 watts. In this review, we are going to determine whether it fully utilizes almost all of that power or if it ends up with a rather low utilization. And here we have the cable, which goes from USB-A to USB-C. It might not give us the most modern experience, but it's appreciated that this accessory is included, especially since some manufacturers nowadays don't include it anymore. So that's what we find inside the box. What do you think if you join me now to take a closer look at the phone? But before we do that, let me know in the comments if you like how it looks without the case, or if you would prefer to use it with this black case. The truth is, I would actually prefer to use it without a case, since I'm not really fond of the combination of the black and brown module. However, I would love to hear what you think, so please share your opinion in the comments section below. We have already set up this device, the Realme P3. It's fortunate that the last generation didn't arrive in Mexico because it would have complicated the pronunciation a bit more seriously. Now, let's quickly go over its specifications. We have a thickness of 7.97 millimeters, and it weighs 194 grams. The device, let's say, has a very traditional design with straight lines on the frames and a back cover also featuring a straight finish. However, in this case, it stands out due to its water resistance, which reaches up to IP69. Even the interface will feature an underwater mode, which means the manufacturer is encouraging you to take photos underwater with this cell phone. They guarantee it has a high level of resistance. The truth is that for this price, it's definitely one of the best options we are going to find. However, it is important to remember that no manufacturer offers a warranty for water damage or similar issues. So, if I were in your shoes, I would consider this as something that might assist us in case of an accident. The screen measures 6.67 inches and it's AMOLED, featuring a refresh rate of 120 Hz. It has a full HD resolution and can reach a peak brightness of 2000 nits at its highest level. It's definitely a really good screen, and once again, in this particular price segment, I truly believe it's going to be quite competitive. You should note that it features this brilliant HDR video mode, which, although it could obviously consume a bit more power when you have it enabled, does offer a remarkably good viewing experience. Additionally, it includes stereo sound, with a speaker located on the bottom and another in the earpiece area for calls, plus a secondary output on the frame. This combination provides an enhanced audio experience. For first impressions, I can say it's a speaker that will perform well, especially for its price range. It provides good audio quality and even decent power with a mode for higher gain. The front camera is 16 megapixels with an f2.4 aperture and fixed focus. While we can't expect anything spectacular here, the photography quality is impressive. You're seeing that while the preview looks overexposed and burnt, the processed picture looks much better. More impressive is the screen with the camera giving us this Pro XDR experience. You might notice when it's enabled, The area with the sun bouncing off the white wall is brighter and visible through the screen. When we disable this option, see how it would look like a traditional cell phone. These types of features are typically found in devices that are much more expensive, so having them in a device at this price point is truly spectacular. On the back, we have a main camera with 50 megapixels and f1.8 aperture and autofocus. The second camera, I would say, is more for aesthetic purposes, so it doesn't appear too plain, because in reality, it is just a camera supposedly meant for depth detection with only 2 megapixels. Don't consider it a very useful camera, but let's take another quick look at the results. I find that the main camera actually performs quite well. It's important to note that it's set at 27mm, which means it's slightly closer than most other cameras in the industry. Now, let's look at the 2x zoom. In this particular case, it doesn't quite maintain the optical quality you'd expect. Next, you're viewing the 5x zoom picture. I believe it still appears good enough, and the same thing happens that I was mentioning earlier about the front camera. It features Pro XDR technology. For instance, the bright sky is well rendered on the screen. Turning off Pro XDR, you'll see a flatter image without bright highlights. The camera experience on this Pro XDR display is significantly enhanced. Although it's not primarily a device that emphasizes the camera for video recording, we do have 4K at 30 frames per second available on the rear camera, and on the front camera we have Full HD also at 30 frames per second. Here you are observing yet another example just to provide you with a rough idea, and honestly, it records quite well, showcasing good contrast and vibrant color. Without being an expert or anything, the fact that it offers 4K in this category is indeed noteworthy. Truly remarkable. The battery capacity is 6000 mAh, and it comes with a charger included in the box that is 45 watts. At first glance, this seems like a positive feature. However, the truth is that with this particular manufacturer, we've experienced some unpleasant surprises in the past. So, I would recommend waiting for the video review before I assure you that it will indeed offer a very long battery life and extremely fast charging. For now, in specifications, it looks like one of its strong points, but I insist, we must put it to the test before claiming victory, please. Note that despite being an inexpensive cell phone, it does have support for 5G networks, and in this particular case, it comes with Realme UI in its 6th version, which is running on Android 15. Ultimately, the device is equipped with a total of 256 GB of storage space, along with 8 GB of physical RAM. In addition to this, you also have the virtual RAM available here. The processor is a Snapdragon 6 Gen 4, a processor that as of now we have not yet tested in other cell phones. However, given that it comes from Snapdragon, we anticipate it to have excellent quality and impressive power. For those who are more technically inclined, here we present the Geekbench results. As you can see, in a single core test, it gives us 1094 points. Meanwhile, in the multi-core test, it reaches 3122 points. To put this into perspective, these numbers are higher than what the MediaTek Dimensity 7300 Ultra can offer, and they are similar to those found in a Snapdragon 7 Gen 1. So, you can see the level of power available in a device that is affordably priced. This is exceptional news, and it might just attract gamers to this phone. However, it is important to note that this phone does not include triggers or certain other features that are beginning to be integrated into other gaming phones. Despite this, the potential for attracting gamers remains high. Now, by the way, I forgot to mention it has an in-display fingerprint reader. We've now reached the end of this unboxing and first look at the phone. I hope you enjoyed the video and stay tuned for the next review. See you next time.